Alright guys, it is absolutely freezing, but I'm probably about to start doing formula content because I am building this one for the rides to come ahead. I've done a couple little things like the nameplate on it and swapped a new OEM headlight in it. But today's video, I want to show how I ran my snorkel. I couldn't even find this way myself. My buddy had to find it because I couldn't dig through and find it, but I think this is the best way to do your snorkel on a second or third gen. I believe it will work for both. This one is a 96 second gen, but I think this is the cleanest way to do it. You don't have to cut any of your plastics as far as body-wise, you want to call it. And all I did was I silicone them boots up real good and all that. You got your stock intake. You cut it off just a little bit. I cut mine off right. Cut mine off about right here. And then I chopped this stuff off and ground it down. So it's far enough back and it'll give you pretty good fitment. Then you get a 2-inch to 1.5-inch reducer just from any hardware store. And I tightened them both down as much as I could. This one wasn't leaking. This is just in case. This one had a small leak on the top right here. You might still be able to see it since it's clear. You can see had a little bit of a gap on top. But then we got 2 feet of this PEX hose or whatever you want to call it. I painted mine just so it looks better. You can see it's pretty self. I mean, people are gonna know it's a snorkel, but it ain't standing out like it would be if you had a 2-inch hole in your plastics. As far as vent lines, I have 2 right here. This is my transfer case and front diff. So they run down, chucked them on the frame, goes down and comes in right here. And then my front diff goes down. And I'm gonna zip tie it up to the brake lines and it goes down to the nipple right there on the diff. And then I have both carb vents ran up. I tucked them in here so I use these factory clips and then came up around. And then I cut them a little bit too short, but I was gonna tuck them behind this brake, which I'm just gonna move my brake a little bit closer because it hangs out anyway. And I have a new master cylinder coming. But it cuts a little close. So that's both carb. And this is your transfer case and front diff. And then one of these is rear diff, which I have not hooked up yet because I'm waiting on my 300EX rear shock. I just finished up my stretch, so I'm waiting on the shock before I can build my brace and all that. I also put in a one-way check valve right there off your overflow to keep anything bad from getting up in there. And then last but not least is the crankcase vent. I ran mine up. I tried to keep it off the motor as much as I could. I don't think it's gonna hurt it. Made 3 loops and it came back around, comes back through. And it would have been better to put it higher in the airbox. That's an afterthought. But that hose is 1/2 inch. Your other hose, I believe, is 1/4 inch ID, I believe. I could be wrong. In all seriousness, I forgot. But I got this stuff yesterday. I got it all plumbed up. Just when you're waterproofing, just take your time. But I love the way it looks. I mean, you can't really see the vent lines, and this isn't that noticeable. I got to trim it straight. But I just figured I'd share a little way I did mine. And it's all sealed up good. I hadn't took it in water yet. But I did put my snorkel tester on it. And we didn't have any leaks in it, so we ought to be good to ride. I have all the racks and everything for this. I just have to slowly put it all back together and see if I can find some wheels in crunch time before Muddy Bottoms. If not, I got to borrow a buddy's set. But it's whatever we got to do. We're gonna be there. and hopefully tag up with the Texas made original guys and see what they got cooking now. But it's a real simple gas tank, clears everything, none of it's a problem using your factory clips. I said I'm gonna trim this back to where it's actually flush, but that's about all for it. It's relatively simple. Just take your time, make sure everything's waterproofed, and get it tested, or build you a tester like I did. All right, I just figured I'd show it to y'all all back together just to see how little you can see. Like I said, the bike's not level right now, it's raked, so obviously look better once I actually have some real tires on it, not these joke of a tires. But I have shocks coming and the whole nine, so I can pick it up the right way. But just to show y'all, the only thing you really see is the crankcase vent, and I really don't mind it. It doesn't look bad. I mean, as long as you wrap yours up fine, it's not gonna look bad. It's a little bit of red, and I have my Reduction Boss sticker back here and my red tail light, and my 300EX shock at the rear will have a red. It's actually all red. I want to do just the coil red eventually, but maybe red's gonna be our accent color at this point. So you can just see that and just show y'all it can breathe well. So there you go. This is the actual new mud project, at least for 1 or 2 trips. Got a bad habit of selling stuff because people offer me more than I have in it, and it'd be stupid to turn down sometimes. But it's a little bit different. You're getting where you can't find these, and I personally love the Generation 4-wheelers. So expect some more videos on this. If you don't like 4-wheeler content, I mean, unsubscribe probably, because I got the truck right now where I want it. The only thing next can be audio, and I got the tires and wheels. I want everything set up like I like it. So the change of pace probably gonna be 4-wheeler content. I'll try to do some filming at Muddy Bottoms maybe. Y'all just let me know what y'all want to see, and I'll try to make it happen. So with that, I appreciate all the support. I know I ain't been active, but we've been steady growing, and I'll see y'all in the next one.